Good afternoon. This video I want to briefly look at more hypocrisy from Bryan Denlinger. And remember, his whole idea of lordship salvation is that there's certain sins you can't commit, and you know, you're lost. He was dealing with pornography. He admits that after he was saved, he was still dealing with pornography. He's got the big thing in the back there. If any old things have passed away, all things become new. Well, he says, well, he was still dealing with pornography after he was saved. But in this video, he mentions the flesh. Okay, you don't hear much about the flesh. Now I want you to hear something about the sin unto death. According to him, lordship salvation, this pornography thing, you should be able to deal with it and end it. God will take care of it. But here now he talks about the sin unto death.
Yourself that way. Don't hide behind something. Well, I know others that other people don't matter. You're going to stand before God someday. And I had to come to that place and understand that myself. And understand I'm going to stand before God and give an account for myself someday. And if I don't quit this pornography, God's going to drop me dead.
If he didn't quit the pornography, God was going to drop him dead. He's talking about the sin unto death. So basically, he's saying is that a Christian could be, a Christian might not give up the pornography and be killed. See?
I'll get into some of those experiences later on as we continue here. It is a serious, serious sin.
So he says that a Christian is possible not to give up a particular sin and God kill him. That goes against everything he said. Well, why would you, remember the whole idea is, why would you go back to these things? Why was he struggling so after he got saved? His whole argument is, oh God, save me, please. I don't want to live this way anymore. And then he gets saved. Hey, I'm done with that. I don't need that anymore. I'm done. Now he's also saying that a Christian might not give up a particular sin. Why? That's not possible. According to Bryan, you went to the Lord, went contrite spirit. You don't want to go back to the old life. And now he's talking about, oh, well, yeah, God would drop me dead. Which means he could have continued to stay in pornography until God killed him. You see how the hypocrisy goes with these guys, people. He would have been, according to him, basically a saved man that God would have killed for committing a sin. He believed in eternal security. That's why you have both eternal security and lordship salvation trying to coexist together. But they can't. Lordship salvation, it says, oh no, you're gonna walk a certain walk. Those things, all things have become new. You don't want to go back to pornography when you get saved. Yet he was. He was doing it. He said that for a long time, or quite a while. He said a period of time, a short period of time, whatever it was. He didn't stop it immediately. And there's whole argument, well, why would you want to do that? Remember, the whole idea is going, because of the flesh. And he says it's flesh. And then he says, if he's telling people now, he says, if you don't stop that sin, God will kill you. And he's talking to Christians. So Christians can engage in a sin and not appear to be Christians. Sins that unbelievers do, they not appear to be a Christian, sinning against God, and God will kill them because they have not dealt with their flesh. So there's nothing automatic about it. It's free will. And so this is where we get the double talk from Bryan Denlinger. And that's why, he's always going back and forth. I believe in eternal security. Well, lordship salvation, according to you, you're going to bear fruit. You're gonna show. You're not gonna, oh, why would you want to go back? All things become new. I shouldn't have any more desire for pornography, according to him. Well, he did. He did. That's why they always give this period. Well, the change is going to be automatic. Well, when is the change? But he says, if he continued to engage in pornography, God would have killed him. And that's what happens to Christians. And you never know they're saved. You say, how can a saved man, according to the lordship salvation view, well, how can a saved man be doing that? They wouldn't want to do that. And he says there's a battle. See, he has to preach different ways for different situations with lordship salvation. When he gives the gospel, it's all about, well, you have to want to change your life, and you have to do this and that, and you're going to have all things that are going to become new, and you're not. Why would you want to go back to these old things? But you do know. Because you're still the flesh. And now he's going to deal with a particular sin. He's going to admit, oh, you stay in pornography, God will kill you. Well, like to a worship salvation, God should be taken out of the pornography. So you're committing a sin that basically will make you appear to be unsaved. According to worship salvation, it's, well, what are you still doing that pornography for? Aren't you saved? So stop. I'm going to begin with that video and show you inconsistencies, hypocrisy of this guy, and how he talks out both sides of his mouth. And all worship salvations have to do it. All of them have to do it. Because they can't, if they're believers and if they believe in eternal security, now if they perseverance to the saints, that God's going to bring you back, well, then they're more consistent. But if you believe in eternal security, which is Anderson, the same thing, he's not a worship salvations, but Anderson believes in eternal security, but he's talking about everybody being lost. Oh, dispensationalists are lost. What are you talking? You know, oneness people are lost. They all of a sudden, well, if they're saved, they can't go with it. They conform to heresy and still be saved. That's what eternal security is about. People who fall backwards, and God still saves them despite their sins or their heresies. But I just want to show some of the hypocrisy that I've been listening to this guy and his bizarre teaching again, inconsistent. He's going to say, well, I guess, if I didn't get out of pornography, God would have killed you. That's exactly right. It's a sin of death, which contradicts lordship salvation, because lordship salvation says, oh no, all things become new. You're going to produce fruit. You're going to be doing. And yet, on the other hand, to say, well, I was in pornography for a while after I got saved. For a while after I got saved, and then, if I hadn't gotten out of it, God would have killed me. So basically, what he's saying is that that's what it took, basically, the fear of the son to death to get him out of there, which is what 1 Corinthians 5:5 is talking about, the man caught in incest. He was turned over to Satan, and he did repent of that sin. But he was a saved man committing a sin that even unbelievers found repulsive. So I'll stop here and put this up. Amen. Thank you.